We now know that teams are created to allow for groups of people to work on various projects. So it's now time to start creating projects for our teams. And we'll start by going to the left-hand side if you've been following along. And we're going to expand the Office Relocation team. You'll see Create a Project right below. When you go to your Home section here in the left-hand pane, you'll also notice an easy place to see all of your tasks and recent projects, including an option to create a new project from here. So creating a new project from your home screen will allow you to choose the team you're creating the project for, but by going to the left-hand side and clicking Create Project under a team, it will automatically be created for that team. So let's start with Office Relocation. We'll click Create a Project. Now from here, you can see Blank Project is the first option. There are some other options like using templates where you can choose from a library and importing a spreadsheet, but you'll need to upgrade to get access to most of those features. If we go to use a template, you'll only have a couple of options with the free version of Asana. So we're going to go to Blank Project and click there. So it opens up this page now, New Project, and waiting for us to type in a project name. So this is the relocation group, remember? So let's say one of our projects is to relocate the HR department to a different floor. So we'll type that in, relocate HR to first floor. That's going to be the name of our project. Down below, you can see the team is already assigned Office Relocation because we chose to create the project right from the team section. If we click this drop down, we could choose a different team. But obviously we have the right team, Office Relocation. Notice privacy, it's going to be public to the team. Clicking this drop-down allows you to create private projects, so private to project members, another option you may need to upgrade to get access to that feature. Now we'll choose the default view. How are we going to view the tasks that get created in this project? By default, you can see List is selected, but we could create a board view from here, which is kind of like a bulletin board with columns of sticky notes or pinned notes. There's a timeline option and a calendar option. In this case, we're going to leave List selected and click Create Project. Right now, we're seeing a preview on the right-hand side of what that list might look like. Clicking Create Project creates the brand new project, again under the Office Relocation team, and it opens up in front of us, Relocate HR to first floor. You can see List is the default view. And we're ready now to start adding tasks. Tasks will have names, we'll assign them to people, set due dates, all things we'll get into in the next chapter. All right, let's go back to Home now. And you'll see now that we have a couple of projects on the go. If you've been following along with me, you may be part of an existing project that was created by, in this case, Jennifer Velladonner created a project as she was creating her account and included me in that. And you can see now the new project icon is just pushed over a little bit to the right, but it's still there. Another way that we can create new projects here in Asana. Let's go ahead and click it. Again, we see those three options. We'll click Blank Project and give it a name. I'm going to call this one Company Picnic. Down below, the team needs to be selected now because we chose to create it from our home screen. Clicking here allows us to go down to Corporate Events. It's going to be public to the team. Let's try a different view, though. We'll go with the board view. You can see a preview of what that's going to look like, columns of things, and notes. They're kind of like sticky notes on a board. When we click Create Project, the same thing happens. We're taken directly to that new project, but notice that the board view is now selected. So it's just a starting point. We can switch views at any time to some of these other views if we wanted to, but it's going to be our default view because we selected it as we created our project. Once you start a project, the next step is to work with tasks, things we'll get into in the next chapter. Before we get into adding tasks to a project we've created here in Asana, there may be times when you realize there are projects that were created in error or maybe projects that are no longer relevant and you don't need to see them down here on the left-hand side under your teams. In that case, you'll want to delete the project. That's what we're going to explore in this movie. I'm going to go over here to my HR team, make sure that it's expanded by clicking the expansion arrow. Here we see the employee onboarding project, which never got off the ground. So we'll go to the ellipses to the right of it. Click there and you'll see some options. For example, adding it to your favorites if it's one you go to on a regular basis, or duplicate the project to create something similar. We can archive it so we don't actually remove it totally from our Asana account if we need to get back to it. But the last option is to delete the project. And when you click this, you're going to see a warning message. All of the things that will happen if we delete this particular project. For example, unassigned tasks that are only in this project also get deleted, along with custom fields, any rules, templates, and links. So clicking delete is actually going to remove that project. You can see under the HR team, there are no projects any longer. There's the notification that we were successful in doing that. Clicking undo is the last option to get it back, but clicking the close button removes that notification. So if there are projects that are very old and no longer relevant, you don't need access to them, or perhaps you've created a project in error, you can always go to the ellipses next to it in the Teams group here to delete. Just keep in mind that everyone in the group, anyone on the team, if it's a public project, is going to be able to go in there and delete that project if they so choose.